Hi and welcome to the bench and an unboxing. Let's get my label off. So this, I think, is the repair that's come in. There is a little bit of damage on the box. Good old couriers, gotta love them. They get the parcels to us though, so I'm sure this has been packed extremely well, because this is a repairing from a new customer. Yeah, lots of packing, excellent. No issues there then. Some of this out. Ah, there we are. So I'm sure there's no issues with that. There's nothing else in there. Nope. Let's move that out to one side. Let's put this on the bench. This is from one of my friends has recommended me to somebody, so thank you, John. He's recommended me for one of his customers to repair this. So if we can find the edge of the package in, there we go. Let's have a look. Getting really busy at the moment, which is really nice. So those that have sent me stuff to repair or bought my radios, thank you very much. It certainly keeps me busy, keeps the back mounter off the back, and it means you get lots more videos like this. Okay. One thing to bear in mind, if you do send me stuff, do tend to send it back in what you've sent me, so you know, worth packing it up really well, because you will get it back how you sent it, unless of course I think it's not packed well enough, and then I'll repack it anyway, so as I'm sure some of you have seen. Yeah, I do like to make sure that what I do doesn't go in vain, so I make sure that it's packed up extremely well when it goes back. But if you want to make sure your radio gets to me in one piece, you do need to pack it up well, because couriers are notorious. Okay, we're getting there. This little beauty, and a nice little radio this. Look at that. There we are. Let's get you in a bit closer. And what we have here is a nice brown or tan coloured Hacker Mini Herald RP17. It's actually looking in really good nick. Look how white those buttons are. Knobs a little bit yellowing, but they're pretty good. Grill, very good. Back cloth is discoloured as is normal on these. All 3 feet. Serial numbers intact. That's a lovely little radio. Yeah, it needs a bit of a clean up. The handle is there, so I need to be really careful with that, because the handles are very fragile on these. Let's open the back. It's a little note for me. So a quick read of that. Okay, so the owner is looking to make the radio function properly. General tidy up, crackly buttons, sticky tuner, brass inserts, not particularly well fixed by the looks of it, but they are original. So yeah, we need to make sure they stay on there. That's a lovely little radio, that. And you notice in here it says that it's PP7s. So this is one of the radios that uses the old PP7s, which are these. I mean, this one's long gone, but yeah, they're just sitting there like that. Such a shame they're not available anymore. I have got some that I keep for my own stuff, but very rare. I must speak to the owner just to see if he wants me to make up some 9-volt battery packs to pop in there. But yeah, inside, all original, good old AF117s. No one's hacked the screen caps off of them yet, so good news. But to be fair, it's a lovely little radio. I've had these apart. I mean, I've got 3 of these myself, and they are nice radios. This one is in very, very genuine condition, so I'm reluctant to pull too much out of it. But saying that, we've got old Hunt's capacitors, we've got the TCCs, and we've got a mixture of every bad capacitor you can ever think of in here. So I could possibly try and restuff those. I have done some of these before, but yeah, it's a nice little radio. We've got, it's not a module really, it's just like a cover that clips over, and there's another AF117 in there. So basically we've got to deal with 3 AF117s. They are going to either need zapping, depending on the owner, or replacing. In the audio amp we've got OC transistors, so they're fine. The only thing with the audio amp is it's got these horrible old capacitors on there. I think the other thing the owner did mention was the rec scene. It's gone very slack, and I mean really that is down to the padding disintegrating, I think. I'm pretty sure these are padded. It's nice, it really is a nice set actually, it really is good. I say I've got a few of these, but this one is probably better than mine. So yeah, that's a quick overview. So say, work that I can see for definite. I mean, it's easy enough to just stick the tops back on. The chassis needs to come out and have a good clean. The rec scene needs a clean. Again, this is pretty resilient stuff, this, so foam cleaner, and you can see the grime that's got in the grain there on the edge. That'll come up like brand new. Yeah, front and the 2 sides are just, there's no padding on them, but the front and back could really do with re-padding, so have a look at that. There's a slight stain there, could be glue, not really sure there. There's definitely a mark there. Headphone sockets intact, car aerial sockets intact. Good little radio, very very nice. So we've got the brass strips there. One thing you've got to be careful of with these is taking the front panel off, because when you take these brass strips off, they can pull off the material behind. So don't think we're going to need to take them off, I hope. Right, let's try and get some power on this thing and see where we are with it. I don't believe this is an 18 volt set. I think it's a 2 times 9 volt set, if you know what I mean. In other words, it's got 2 different power supplies, well, 2 different, 1 battery running each sort of circuit. So let's whip the back off. Let's put that safely out of the way. What I'm going to do here, you can see on well, you probably can't see from that distance, but on the amplifier board there, that we've got 4 connections, 1 from each battery. I haven't had a look in underneath yet, but what I'm going to do, let's have a look at my power supply. 9 volts on each side. That's when it helps to have a twin gang power supply. So I'm going to hook up some power to this. Where's my other one? So yellow is a positive. It's a negative. Sure nothing's touching there. Okay. Let's try some power on this little beauty. So that's medium wave. So we've got a it is working though.
You know, I was there for my Chicago tour, so it was brilliant. I loved it in Turkey, so it'd be nice if everyone to come down and see the show.
It sounds very pinched as well, as if they've got their fingers on their noses. That's no doubt the audio app.
Thank you. Take care.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye.
That's nothing that can't be sorted. The dial cord is slipping as well. Of course, bear in mind I've got lots of stuff interfering with this in here. Let's try a long way. Okay, we've got sticky switches as well. Doesn't sound too good. No, that's not so good. Okay, but as I say, I don't think there's anything there that can't be sorted. We have got to get the volume control out. As you can hear, that's very scratchy. So what it pretty much needs, I'm going to have the top panel off. Unfortunately, I didn't really want to take the dial cover off of this one because they are quite fragile. I'm going to go at it very steadily. So first of all, we need to get the chassis out. Let's pop the power off. Then. So I'll take the amp board out first. That's just a case of gently wiggling this plug. Again, that can cause a lot of issues, that little plug, so that'll have a good clean up. Speaker terminals, very much like most of the Hacker amp boards, nicely made. I'll get that one out when the main chassis is out. I can put a proper tool down there then to get that out. So as far as I can remember, I have got a manual on this somewhere, but just 2 screws above the handle. Be very careful with this radio because it is in surprisingly good condition. I have got 3 of these radios myself. I've got 2 RP17s and I've got an RP17A. I think the RP17A used the PP9 battery. I might be wrong, but I'll have to have a look at that one in a bit. Okay. Speakers connected to the outboard. And I was pretty sure that would come away there, but it's not. It might be that it's just a bit seized in over the years. There we go. It's coming now. Again, we've got to be really careful with the ferrite. Let's get my rubber mat down here and lay it down. As far as I'm aware, it should come out there. Just slides in a couple channels. So the Rexine's puckered up a bit there. Out of the way. Doesn't look like this one's ever come out of the chassis before, which again is quite exceptional. Come on, stop fighting. Yeah, it definitely hasn't been out of the covering before. Case even. There we go. We've got the, I believe that's the car aerial socket. And there we are, a little chassis. Yeah, I think that volume pot, I mean, it's really wobbly. It's got a bit of wear in that one. Yeah, the dial cord is slipping on the tuning spindle there. Again, scary stuff, but I do have to get the knobs off. So just gripping them and using the plastic as a lever. Come on, he's coming. There's one. Two. Okay, next bit that's got to come off is this brass trim. Again, it does stick over the time. The only way you can get it really is to pop a screwdriver in the back and just gently nudge it. What you don't want to be doing is putting anything on here, so you can see it's starting to come. Why do I take on this stuff, eh? But it has got to come off. Right, let's see what we're doing on the front. Okay, yeah, looks like we're on the move. Again, I don't really want to use any solvent on this because I'm desperately trying not to cause any damage to the back panel here, although I think we might be okay with this one. It doesn't look to be stuck down. Very often Hacker would put a strip of tape in underneath there. I mean, yeah, it's sort of breaking away in a couple places, but it is luckily it's underneath the brass trim. Okay, this one's a bit trickier because there is nothing to lever against now. A couple areas I can lever. Well, that's the second one off. You'll notice on the top there was a bit of corrosion. You can see the green on the top plate here. So what I might be able to do is swap that one around that way. I just need to clean this up to make sure there's not going to be any more corrosion. So that's that bit done. Okay. Now we've got a really really big dilemma. This edge here is fine all the way, it's not stuck. This edge, which has got all this lettering on, has got a flat piece all the way along, and you can bet that that is stuck fast. What a pain. This is pretty much no way of levering that off without damaging this paintwork. And what tends to happen is, I mean, it's lifted very slightly on this edge, but not too bad, and it's underneath the brass strip. But what happens with this is, because you've got the lettering, it is going to damage it, I'm pretty sure. Now I could try IPA on it, which might release it. But I don't want to risk that on the customer's radio. So what I might do, I've got a couple RP17s in myself that I bought myself for restoration. So I think, without further ado, I'm going to go and grab one of those and have a go at that one first. Okay, well here's my collection of RP17s. So first of all, I've got this one. It's got a dodgy handle. I mean, the handle is still there, it's present, so it'll be very gentle with that. But this one's a little bit unusual. It's two-tone, so it's like a bluey grey colour, slate grey I would say, with like a cream front and back and handle. And it's got a chrome grill, all the others are brass, so yes, a little bit different this one, so I will restore that one at some stage, but that's not going to be the subject of this one. I've also got a brown one. You'll notice that the front on mine is different in that this one's got a brown front, mine's got a white front. So again, that one's for restoration. It's in good nick actually, it's in better condition than I thought. But, that one will get done at some stage. And the last one, a bit dusty, but this is one that I have restored myself before. I have taken the top off of this one, but I can't remember it. It was a long time ago. I'm pretty sure I've done all the transistors in these. Yes, I have. It's got the AF127s in it, which are pegged to fit to these for reasons we'll get to later. But yeah, it looks like I've totally done that one. Lovely little radio. Again, my volume control was quite nice on this one. I can't remember whether I took the top panel off. Again, it was before I started videoing things, so anyway, this is the one that we're going to have a go at. So bear with me, I'm going to get to the same stage as that one off camera and then see how we go. Okay, here we are with my RP17. You can already see that some of the paint is started to lift from this area. If you see that, the glare of the light, but yeah, some paint has started to lift already, just taking the brass trim off. So the idea, you can see this, there's a small lip on this edge, and there's a big wide lip here. So all that right in nice detail there could potentially get destroyed. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to squirt some isopropyl down through there, to run some down through, just let it penetrate through, hopefully. I really can't think of anything else to do it with. I mean, potentially water, but it does look like there's some sort of tape in between, so unless you can get underneath the tape, it doesn't hold much hope. Here goes then. I'm going to get the isopropyl. Let's say I don't want to damage my own radio really, but it is an experiment and I'd rather experiment on my stuff than the customers. It's definitely stuck fast there. So it's just a gently job. My most worrying bit is on mine here, where it's already started to lift. Yeah, I've already got breakaway on the bottom there, look. So far. Yep. Luckily the writing's intact, but you can see the paint's broken away. There's these two big sticky pads underneath, which is what's caught the paint. Let's just wipe that off a minute. Yeah, it looks like this one's been off before. Someone's touched this one up before, but this is provided I can get the right shade paint. This one is doable because it hasn't touched any of the lettering, which is good. Yeah, this is unfortunately the stuff. It doesn't even look like it's double-sided tape, it's only black tape. Okay, so just a quick final close-up as to what's happened to this one, really for the owner of the brown set. So you can see it's taken a fair bit of paintwork off underneath there and underneath here. Luckily it's missed the writing. You can see on the back there it's taken off the writing on the bottom. As I say, I did use a lot of isopropyl on that, so getting a good soak in. Isopropyl doesn't seem to have affected the paintwork on it, so that one is repairable.